let's begin this one, as it does, with this is an anachronism from May 9th, 2019, and it starts with a quote, "Married folks prefer the Texas burger." John Ashbery wrote that. Excuse me. Although I've never been to the coast of Houston, where Beyonce's from, I don't mess with a state that gives me constant heartburn. Maybe I should refrain from being in attendance at any state, come to think of it. Heartburn. But time passes entirely too fast and too slow as it is. As if there were no time. And all along, the Giants' Death Star, because giants like playthings too, it's not just heartburn I get, it's also the cold sweats and the extremely hot ones, the night trains and the heebie-jeebies. Every time we walk this planet but once, says my darling, in her short and ghoulish skirt. And there is no wind in Texas either. I experienced it once. It was at the Alamo, I believe. I'm surprised I remember. But I'm surprised by a lot of stuff lately, most in an aghast kind of way. Unfortunately, if I were doomed to be a sales representative for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is, let's be clear, a nightmare from almost any angle I can imagine, at least I could showcase the pretty boys. It's an art playing the part of fresh meat well into your 30s, but, well, hence the hot flashes, the hot sweats. Sometimes extremely hot, like being stuck in a stifling closet for what seems like centuries. Yes, horror movies and Texas go together like birds of a feather. But I can't bear a horror flick anymore. They give me heartburn when they should be giving me the heebie-jeebies instead. Remember those? Where was Agatha Christie from, anyway? It wouldn't have been Texas. Whodunits are rad. Does it make me interesting if I say that cold sweats are a bit fun? Hot sweats, not at all? But let's be serious. I'll never get to be a murder mystery, but Texas will. Oh, and I have a brother in Texas. I almost forgot. At least I think I do. I know I did once. We haven't spoken in years now. People avoid those who seem perfectly fine, but then run into serious, long, drawn-out problems. But I digress. In good times, in bad times, or the part about being for richer or poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. Yeah, that part. I have heard that incessant digression is a sign of dementia. Sappy songs and broken promises certainly are. Or thus I've been told. Them's are the breaks, though. As for my tasteful choice for where to put up his picket fence residence, I hope he's having a wonderful life. He's the only person I've known who seems to get the importance of hedonism, yet has the exact opposite problem with happiness. But I've learned all too well what a mess most everyone is. Sure, me included. I do hope he's found it, happiness that is, on the Death Star, or wherever he is. As for me, I might as well non sequitur into a finish. And with a flourish, the glamorous Southern epic with one more lovely, true, and impossible not to do cliche that pretty much reeks of the Lone Star State. Singing, of course. Don't fall in love with a dreamer. Well, I can't exactly end with that, can I? I've spent many somewhat good times in that country that goes on forever and seems like an alternate universe. I know it quite intimately, you might say. I recommend, in fact, that you try, for example, Austin for a day or two, or Dallas, but only after the sun has set, or entering the state by crossing the Rio Grande on an Amtrak train, knowing full well that in less than a week you'll be crossing it again, once again, only this time going the right direction. Kind of screwed that ending up, but maybe you get the idea. Meandering.